Father, I come into this morning with a heart that is not perfect, a mind that has wrestled with things I cannot even explain out loud, and burdens I'm tired of carrying alone. I step into this time because I need your grace in a way that is real, tangible, and alive within me. I'm not here out of routine or habit. I'm here because without your grace, I cannot stand. I cannot breathe right. I cannot think clearly. And I cannot step into the future you designed for me. So Lord, as this morning begins, I open my spirit to you. I stretch out the empty places inside me and ask you to fill them with your grace. Let your grace come upon my mind to quiet every anxious thought that has been running in the circles. Let your grace settle over my emotions in the areas where I have felt overwhelmed, misunderstood, or unnoticed. Let your grace wash the fatigue off my spirit, the kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix, the exhaustion that comes from battles fought in silence. Lord, I want to be carried by your grace today. I want to rise into strength that I did not manufacture through my own effort. I want to walk in peace that can only come from you breathing over my life. Father, I ask for grace to forgive myself for the mistakes I still replay. Grace to walk away from the voices of guilt, shame, and regret. Grace to silence the inner critic that keeps telling me I'm not enough, that I don't measure up, that I'm behind in life, or that I'm failing. Lord, let your grace speak louder than every thought that has been trying to tear me down. Remind me that I am held. Remind me that I am loved. Remind me that I am yours deeply, fully, and intentionally. Pour your grace into my relationships, Lord. The ones that have been strained, the ones where miscommunication has created tension, the ones where I have felt unseen or unappreciated. I ask for grace to respond with patience and wisdom instead of frustration. Grace to walk in understanding instead of irritation. Grace to give love even where I have received none in return. Grace to release bitterness so I can breathe freely again. And grace to protect my heart from becoming cold or hardened. Father, I ask for grace to deal with the responsibilities ahead of me. Grace to handle the doors that you are opening. Grace to remain faithful in the areas where I still feel stuck or delayed. Grace to not give up when progress feels slow. Grace to stay consistent even when motivation fades. Grace to keep sowing even when I don't see results yet. Grace to trust you fully, not with half of my heart, not with selective obedience, but with everything in me. Lord, release grace over my finances. Grace to manage what I have well. Grace to attract the opportunities aligned with your will. Grace to step into provision that does not come from the sweat of my effort alone, but through your supernatural alignment. Grace to shift my mindset from lack to abundance, from fear to faith, from worry to confidence in your capacity to provide. I ask for grace over my health. Lord, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Grace to overcome habits that drain me. Grace to break cycles that keep me stuck. Grace to rest without guilt. Grace to rebuild parts of me that life has broken. Grace to heal from disappointments that I haven't even spoken about. Grace to release the pressure I've been putting on myself. Grace to breathe in peace instead of tension. Grace to feel whole again, not because everything around me is perfect, but because you are working within me. Father, let your grace guide my decisions today. Grace to know what to accept and what to decline. Grace to hear your nudges clearly. Grace to discern what is from you and what is a distraction. Grace to avoid unnecessary battles. Grace to focus on what matters. Grace to walk away from anything that steals my joy, my clarity, or my spiritual stability. Grace to stay aligned with the path you prepared for me. I ask for grace to rise above fear, the fear of failing, the fear of not being enough, the fear of the unknown, the fear of repeating old cycles. Lord, let your grace steady my heart. Let it anchor me in the truth that you go before me, behind me, and around me. that I don't face anything alone, that your hand holds me even when I feel like I'm slipping. Pour your grace over my purpose. Show me who I am in you. Show me what you've placed inside me. Show me the gifts you want to work through me. Show me where you want me to go, what you want me to build, and who you want me to impact. Let your grace push me into boldness. Let it strengthen my confidence. Let it remove every limitation I've put on myself. Father, I ask for grace to love you more deeply, grace to hunger for your presence, grace to stay devoted even when life gets busy, grace to remain sensitive to your voice, grace to value intimacy with you above everything else. Let your grace soften the hardened places, revive the weary places, and illuminate the dark places. Lord, let your grace settle over this entire day. Let it shape my reactions, guide my steps, lift my spirit, and carry me through every moment. Let your grace speak louder than frustration, louder than fear, louder than discouragement, louder than anything that rises to challenge me. Let your grace become my strength in weakness, my clarity in confusion, my peace in chaos, my hope in uncertainty, my courage in pressure, my rest in exhaustion. Let your grace be the atmosphere around me, the whisper within me, the covering over me, and the power working through me. Let it go ahead of me. Let it surround me. Let it overflow within me. Let it rewrite things in my life that seemed unchangeable. Let it revive what looked dead. Let it restore what looked lost. Let it rebuild what was broken. Father, let this day be carried by grace. Father, as I step deeper into this moment of prayer, I can feel how much I still need your grace to touch places I haven't fully surrendered. There are layers inside me that I don't always know how to explain, places where fear still whispers, places where old wounds still ache, places where expectations have been disappointed again and again. I bring all of these unspoken pieces before you and ask for your grace to reach them. I'm not pretending to be strong. I'm not trying to act like everything is fine. I'm coming honestly because your grace is the only thing powerful enough to carry the parts of me that feel too heavy to lift. Pour your grace into the silent corners of my heart, the areas I avoid because they remind me of pain, mistakes, or things I wish had turned out differently. Let your grace dismantle the walls I've built around myself for protection. Let it pull down the guardedness I've carried, not because I wanted to, but because life taught me to survive instead of rest. Lord, I ask for grace to soften where I've hardened, to trust where I've doubted, and to open where I've closed myself off. Release grace over the things I don't talk about, the disappointments I tried to brush off, the prayers that seemed unanswered, the long seasons where I waited without seeing anything change. I ask for grace to remain hopeful even when timelines stretch longer than expected. Grace to believe that you have not forgotten me. Grace to know that even when things appear quiet, you are still working behind the scenes. Grace to trust that the silence is not abandonment, but preparation. Father, let your grace settle over the areas where I've been trying to fix things on my own. Sometimes I rush, sometimes I worry, sometimes I force solutions, and sometimes I panic because I feel like I'm running out of time. But this morning, I lay down my urgency at your feet. Let your grace slow my heart enough to let you lead. Let your grace calm the storm inside me, the one that says, if I don't make something happen, nothing will change. Teach me to rest in the truth that what comes from you will not need my panic to sustain it. Lord, I ask for grace over the mistakes that still bother me, the decisions I wish I could undo, the words I wish I hadn't spoken, the opportunities I mishandled because I didn't know better. I ask for grace to forgive myself completely, grace to walk away from guilt without looking back, grace to stop punishing myself for the version of me that didn't have the wisdom or maturity I have now. Let your grace break the cycle of self-blame that tries to follow me. Grant me grace in the places where insecurity tries to overshadow my progress. Grace to silence the fear of not being enough, Grace to push through the moments where I feel inadequate, unqualified, or unprepared. Grace to accept that you see potential in me even when I struggle to see it in myself. Grace to walk with confidence, not arrogance, not fear, not comparison, but confidence rooted in who you are within me. Father, release grace over my dreams. Let your grace expand the vision I have for my life. Let it remove every limitation I placed on myself. Let it wake up the dreams I buried because of discouragement or delay. Let it breathe new life into things I thought I had missed. Let your grace push me into boldness, into courage, into territory that feels bigger than me, but perfectly aligned with your plan. Let your grace guide the steps I don't fully understand yet. Pour your grace over my emotions, Lord. When my heart feels overwhelmed, let grace steady me. When sadness tries to settle in, let grace lift me. When frustration rises, let grace quiet me. When loneliness creeps in, let grace surround me. When confusion tries to disorient my thoughts, let grace anchor me. Let your grace teach me how to respond with peace instead of reaction, with wisdom instead of impulse, with discernment instead of assumption. I ask for grace over my work, my goals, and the things I'm building. Grace to stay consistent even when results come slowly. Grace to stay disciplined even when motivation fades. Grace to keep going even when I feel unnoticed. Grace to remain faithful even when I cannot see the full picture. Let your grace bring clarity to what I should prioritize and release me from what is wasting my time or draining my spirit. Lord, let your grace shape my attitude today. Grace to speak kindly, grace to think gently, grace to act with love, grace to extend patience even when I don't feel like it, grace to reflect your character in the way I treat others, grace to choose peace instead of conflict, grace to stay calm in situations where tension rises quickly. Burntion, release grace over my household, Lord. Let your grace bring unity where there has been misunderstanding. Let your grace release healing where there has been hurt. Let your grace restore what has been fractured. Let it create harmony, communication, and peace. Let your grace protect every atmosphere I enter today. Father, I ask for grace over the unexpected, the things I cannot anticipate, the situations I cannot control, the surprises that catch me off guard. Let your grace stabilize me so nothing knocks me out of alignment with you. Let your grace prepare my spirit to handle whatever comes with wisdom, calmness, and clarity. Fill my heart with grace so fully that it becomes the lens through which I see myself, others, and everything I encounter today. Let your grace rewrite my internal dialogue. Let it shift my mindset from fear to trust, from pressure to peace, from self-reliance to divine dependence. Lord, let your grace go ahead of me into this day. Let it create open doors. Let it silence opposition. Let it pave pathways I could never create on my own. Let it bring favor into rooms where my name will be spoken. Let it unlock answers I've been searching for. Let it position me for opportunities aligned with your timing. Let your grace make the impossible attainable and the difficult manageable. Let your grace sit on my spirit, like a fresh, warm covering steadying me, renewing me, empowering me, reminding me that you are with me, for me, and working through me in ways I cannot yet see. Lord, let today be carried by a new measure of your grace. Father, as I enter this next flow of prayer, I feel the weight of everything that has been happening around me, the silent pressures, the hidden expectations, the responsibilities I'm juggling, and the inner battles I don't always know how to express. I bring all of this before you again because I recognize how deeply I need your grace in every corner of my life. I need your grace not just for strength, but for clarity, for peace, for direction, for balance, and for the calm I cannot produce by myself. Lord, this morning I ask for a deeper measure of grace over the parts of my life that feel stretched thin. Grace over the moments where I feel torn between what I want and what I'm waiting for. Grace over the moments where I don't have the answers, where I don't know what decisions to make, where I feel like I'm carrying more than I can handle. Fill the spaces where tension has been hiding. Touch the places where pressure has been silently building. Let your grace be the warmth that melts away the heaviness I've been storing inside. Father, there are moments where I feel like I'm doing everything I can, yet it still feels like I'm not moving fast enough. Moments where I feel like I'm giving all I have, yet things still look the same. Moments where I question if I'm doing something wrong. Pour your grace into those thoughts, Lord. Let your grace remind me that progress is not always visible, but still real. Let it remind me that growth is happening even in the unseen parts of my journey. Let your grace whisper that you are not done with me, that nothing in my life is stagnant when your hand is on it. Release grace over the emotional battles. I don't speak about the moments where I feel overwhelmed but don't know who to tell. The moments where my heart feels full yet fragile at the same time. The moments where I encourage others while quietly needing encouragement myself. Let your grace pour into the quiet places where I feel alone, even in a room full of people. Let it fill the places where I keep functioning even when I'm tired inside. Let it renew the places where I feel drained from continually showing up. Lord, I ask for grace to respond well to the challenges that rise up unexpectedly. Grace to stay calm when things shift suddenly. Grace to remain composed when circumstances surprise me. Grace to resist frustration when plans change. Grace to have patience in situations designed to test me. Grace to carry peace even when the environment around me becomes tense or unpredictable. Let your grace be the anchor that keeps me grounded, settled, and centered in you. Father, I ask for grace to break cycles. Cycles of fear, cycles of procrastination, cycles of self-doubt, cycles of emotional fatigue, cycles of unhealthy patterns, cycles of internal restlessness. Let your grace interrupt every negative rhythm that has attached itself to my life. Let grace step into every old pattern that tries to repeat itself. Let it empower me to walk away from habits that drain me. Let it strengthen me to choose a new direction, to establish healthier routines, to protect my peace, and to walk in discipline that aligns with my purpose. Pour your grace into my faith, Lord. Grace to believe even when I feel discouraged. Grace to trust even when I feel unsure. Grace to hold on to your promises even when everything appears quiet. Grace to stay expectant even when answers haven't shown up yet. Grace to rest in the truth that you are working even when nothing is moving on the surface. Let your grace help me keep my eyes on you and not on the delays, not on the obstacles, not on the timing that seems slow. Father, I ask for grace in the areas where I feel stretched between who I am and who you are calling me to be. Sometimes I feel like I'm in transition, stuck between not yet and almost. I ask for grace to grow without fear, grace to embrace the process without rushing it, grace to accept change without resisting it, grace to evolve into the version of myself that aligns with your intention. Let your grace guide every step as you transform me from the inside out. Release grace over my communication. Grace to speak with wisdom, grace to express myself clearly, grace to avoid misunderstanding, grace to hear others without assumption, grace to respond instead of react, grace to uplift instead of criticize. Let my words carry peace, clarity, and maturity. Let your grace teach me when to speak and when to stay quiet, when to step forward and when to step back. Father, I ask for grace over decisions that are ahead of me, grace to choose well, grace to discern what is right, grace to detect what is draining me, grace to walk away from anything that steals my joy or interrupts my spiritual balance, grace to not be pressured into choices made out of fear, worry, or impatience. Let your grace help me choose with clarity instead of confusion, with peace instead of anxiety, with wisdom instead of impulse. Lord, Pour grace into the way I see myself. Let grace dismantle every harsh opinion I've formed about who I am. Let it silence every voice that told me I'm not capable, not valuable, not worthy. Let your grace reintroduce me to myself the way you see me, loved, chosen, equipped, intentional, and full of purpose. Let your grace uproot insecurity and plant confidence. Let it pull out the roots of comparison and plant identity. Let it remove self-criticism and plant self-worth. Fill me with grace for my journey. Grace to endure challenges, grace to celebrate small victories, grace to keep going when the path feels long, grace to stay consistent in seasons where motivation fades. Let your grace be my fuel, my strength, my stability, my daily reassurance. Father, I ask for grace to dream boldly again. Grace to expect good things. Grace to anticipate your goodness showing up in unexpected ways. Grace to see possibilities where I once saw limitations. Grace to walk into opportunities with confidence instead of hesitation. Grace to believe that you can do far more than what I imagine. Let your grace stretch my faith, expand my vision, and enlarge my capacity. Let your grace cover this entire day, saturating every step, every conversation, every choice, every situation, every moment. Let it protect my heart, strengthen my spirit, and lift my mind. Let it lead me into peace, stability, rest, clarity, joy, and alignment. Lord, let this day be soaked in your grace from beginning to end. Father, as I step into this final moment of prayer, I open my heart fully before you. Everything inside me, the battles I've fought, the thoughts I've carried, the hopes I've held, the tears I've hidden, the moments where I felt strong, and the moments where I felt broken, I bring them all before you and ask for your grace to cover every part of my life completely and deeply. I'm not holding anything back from you. I'm not standing strong in my own ability. I am here, entirely dependent on your grace, because I know that without it, I cannot finish the journey you've called me to walk. Lord, I lift my life into your hands and ask for a fresh release of grace. Grace that is undeniable, grace that shifts atmospheres, grace that breaks cycles, grace that strengthens my spirit, grace that rebuilds what was damaged, grace that restores what was lost, grace that heals what has been hurting quietly inside me. Let your grace come into the deepest places, even the parts I try to ignore or suppress. Let it restore the joy I once had. Let it revive the dreams I thought were out of reach. Let it bring back the strength that life's pressures tried to drain from me. Father, pour your grace over every fear that has tried to limit me. Grace to silence the voice of what if. Grace to drown out the whispers of inadequacy. Grace to step into the unknown with courage instead of hesitation. Grace to trust that you are already in every future moment waiting for me. Remove the heaviness of fear, the weight of worry, the internal shaking that comes with uncertainty. Replace it with stability, with calmness, with unshakable confidence anchored in you. I ask for grace over my purpose, the calling you placed inside me, even when I haven't fully understood it, even when I've doubted it, even when I've felt unprepared for it. Let your grace guide me into everything you have written for my life. Grace to move when you say move. Grace to wait when you say wait. Grace to obey without fear of the outcome. Grace to step into opportunities that feel bigger than me. Grace to take risks that align with your will. Grace to grow into the fullness of the person you designed me to be. Lord, let your grace touch my relationships, every connection, every bond, every interaction that influences my heart. Let grace bring healing where there has been emotional bruising. Let grace bring peace where there has been conflict. Let grace bring understanding where there has been miscommunication. Let grace protect me from people who drain me spiritually, emotionally, or mentally. Let grace attract the right people into my life, those who lift me, sharpen me, strengthen me, and push me toward your will. Let grace disconnect me from relationships that stunt my growth or disturb my peace. Father, I ask for grace over my mind. The thoughts that run loudly, the ones that whisper softly, the ones that weigh me down, the ones that distract me, let your grace wash over all of them. Grace to think clearly, grace to process gently, grace to separate truth from emotion, grace to recognize your voice above every noise, grace to let go of old narratives that no longer describe who I am, grace to think with maturity, wisdom, and peace. Let your grace untangle the knots of overthinking and bring my mind into alignment with your truth. Lord, let your grace rest on my emotions, the places where I felt vulnerable, the triggers I didn't expect, the disappointments I carried silently. Let grace be the steadying force that keeps me centered when life feels unstable. Let it bring calm to the areas where my emotions have been controlling my reactions. Let grace teach me balance. Let grace teach me self-control. Let grace teach me gentleness with myself. Let grace teach me patience with my process. Father, let your grace calm every internal storm. Father, I ask for grace over my finances and the responsibilities that come with them. Grace to manage what I have. Grace to grow into more. Grace for opportunities that align with your will. Grace for provision that does not add sorrow. Grace for ideas that are profitable and purposeful. Grace for doors that no person can shut. Grace for protection against financial attack, loss, or instability. Let your grace position me for more than enough, not for selfishness, but for purpose, generosity, and impact. Pour grace over my physical body. Grace to be strengthened, grace to walk in health, grace to overcome fatigue, grace to rest properly, grace to release stress, grace to rebuild my energy, grace to develop healthy rhythms. Let your grace settle into my bones, my breath, my posture, my rest, my strength. Renew me from the inside out. Father, I ask for grace over my spiritual growth. Grace to hunger for you more deeply. Grace to remain consistent even on days when I feel spiritually dry. Grace to stay sensitive to your voice. Grace to spend time with you without distraction. Grace to grow in wisdom. Grace to discern spiritually what is happening around me. Grace to build my spirit strong in seasons of warfare. Grace to stand firm when the enemy tries to discourage me. Grace to walk with you closely and sincerely. Lord, let your grace cover the unexpected situations that will arise, the unplanned moments, the sudden changes, the challenges that come without warning, the decisions I will need to make quickly, the responsibilities that show up unexpectedly. Let your grace prepare me for all of it. Let it stabilize me. Let it strengthen me. Let it give me the right reaction, the right posture, the right words, the right attitude, the right discernment in every moment. I ask for grace that makes today different, grace that shifts my atmosphere, grace that sets a new tone in my spirit, grace that breaks the heaviness, grace that brings clarity where confusion lived, grace that awakens hope where discouragement lingered, grace that lifts me into new strength. Let your grace rewrite stories that felt stuck. Let it open doors that felt closed. Let it repair what I thought was beyond fixing. Let it redeem time I thought I had lost. Let it deliver me from cycles I thought I would always struggle with. Let it turn the page in my life with a fresh beginning, a fresh breath, a fresh strength. Father, let this final prayer seal every part of me in your grace. Let it settle on me, surround me, guide me, empower me, and carry me. Let it flow into every hour of this day. Let it shape my decisions. Let it renew my mind. Let it strengthen my heart. Let it cover my steps. Let your grace be the banner over my life from this moment forward. Amen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more souls can encounter this same restoration. May your day be filled with divine peace, divine alignment, and the evidence that God is restoring all things concerning you. God bless you. See you in the next early morning prayer.